The Ultimate Universe is reaching its endgame in the comics soon, but did you know that in that universe, Reed Richards is Dr. Doom? Welcome back to Geek, where we cover all things from Marvel to DC to video games and everything in between. We try to have a little bit of everything for everybody. I'm Stella, and in this video we're going to be talking about Dr. Doom Reed Richards, who was introduced in the comics in Ultimate Invasion #2 in July of 2023. Reed Richards of Earth 6160 lived a life somewhat similar to that of his Earth 616 counterpart, such as becoming roommates with Ben Grimm during his teens. When Reed became an adult, he became a scientist employed by the North American Union military in a classified research project investigating a cosmic radiation storm directed by Franklin Storm, meeting both Storm children Johnny and Susan and starting a relationship with the latter. When the Union decided to shut down the project because Reed went over budget and failed safety inspections, after spending years on it, Reed refused to give up on years of work and convinced Sue, Ben, and Johnny to secretly board the rocket designed to observe the cosmic storm. After arriving in space, Reed was surprised to find out that they had missed the cosmic storm and that his calculations had been incorrect. But before they could assess the situation, the rocket's console equipment suddenly exploded, burning Johnny to death. Soon after returning to Earth, the 3 surviving members were arrested by the Union and sentenced to life imprisonment for destroying the rocket, breaking 100 laws, and the death of a minor, being Johnny. In the following months, Ben seemingly killed himself out of shame, and Sue was dying from cancer because of the exposure to the radiation, with her last wish being to say goodbye to Reed. In an untampered version of history, the exposure to the cosmic ray storm would have caused Reed and his friends to develop superpowers, becoming the superhero team known as the Fantastic Four. However, Reed's reality had secretly been invaded by the Maker, a villainous alternate version of Reed himself, who had set out to reshape a world in his image. Using a time travel device called the Immortus Engine, the Maker altered history to his whims, veering the world off its intended course. The exact origins of the device are unknown due to brain damage sustained by the Maker in an attack from Kang. The Maker stumbled into Kang when he used the Immortus Engine to travel to the furthest point accessible from him in the future to determine if his empire endured. And Kang attacked him in retaliation for his wrongdoings to history. The attack cost the Maker part of his memories, but he came to believe the device was going to be created in the future by Howard Stark. As part of his plan, the Maker delayed Reed's fateful spaceflight by hours by altering Reed's calculations, which delayed the flight by several hours and caused the crew to miss the cosmic storm entirely. Following Reed's life collapsing, the Maker further toyed with Reed by abducting and imprisoning him within the city, his base of operations in Latveria. Using the temporally accelerated environment of the city, the Maker repeatedly tortured Reed, surgically disfiguring him and goading him into accepting that his name was Doom, claiming that he doomed his loved ones and that he should just accept him. Reed resisted at first, but cracked after the Maker welded a metal mask to his face, imitating a similar faceplate worn by the Maker's nemesis, Dr. Doom. Like his Earth 616 counterpart, Reed was originally optimistic and inspiring in life, and into the years he worked with Ben and Sue and Johnny, but after the failure of the project and the death of his family, Reed's imprisonment and torture at the hands of the Maker, this all scarred him as mentally as it did physically, rendering him very robotic in nature, until he had the chance to betray the Maker and join the Ultimates for his own purposes. Learning the truth of who he was supposed to be, if the Maker had never actually altered the plans, made him obsessed in finding a way to change history to save his family. So what does this all mean? There's also something interesting in the fact that Reed as Doom is solely a man of science, so he doesn't know how to fight and he doesn't know magic, like our original timeline Doom. He's literally just this way because the Maker wanted him to be, and yeah, it's actually really sad. But what does this mean for the MCU? Maybe nothing. But I could also see this working in the way that they usually smush comic storylines together, and maybe, just maybe, they could take pieces of this storyline and put it onto a certain Doom who has a very strange casting that we still don't understand yet. Or maybe I'm just spitballing for the next year and hoping something sticks to the wall. Who knows? But I think it would be really interesting to see the Maker in the MCU. I think Pedro Pascal could play him super well. But I also think because this Reed Richards does work with Howard Stark and Tony Stark a lot, it could be interesting to see this storyline just be handed off to a Tony Stark variant. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think we could get a Council of Reeds to replace the Council of Kang, since we're not really getting Kang Dynasty anymore? And maybe would would that have Doom Raid on it? Either way, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of comic lore, and if you liked this video, be sure to like and comment and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we post more videos like this. And I will see you guys next time. Stay geeky. Bye-bye.